Hello, my friends. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna try harder now. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, let's not fuck around anymore. I like jacking off. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. You're just in the middle of this awesome explosion of orgasmness, and it feels like you're a kid again. When you're a kid, you feel good for no reason. You know what I mean? You're just sitting down, looking at the sky, and you feel great. You have no fucking reason to feel that way, but you just do. Hell, it made even going to church uh tolerable. You know, when I was a kid, I went to church all the time, and I hated going to church because you'd have to go through a routine, sit there for an hour of certain of the mass, and the good part would happen where you get to go and eat the blood and body of Christ and all that stuff. Then you'd leave, because that was basically it. Church is just so hard to get through, but I got used to it after a while. And I don't know. I suppose it's some sort of tradition in this country that everyone must be indoctrinated into a faith or some shit like that. But it's counterproductive, especially for me, and especially for a lot of us growing up during the 90s as 90s kids. I notice online now that there's like this huge nostalgia going on. A lot of people my age saying, "I wish we were back in the '90s," and things have gone downhill. I don't care what anybody wants to say. That things were better in the '90s than today. Not necessarily the technology, because now we have the high-speed video and internet access and all that stuff we didn't have back then. However, the TV shows were better. The performers were better. There wasn't fucking Justin Bieber, although the boy band thing was still a thing. But still, I don't even think Justin Bieber would have freaking lasted a minute in the '90s because there were so many better performers at that time. Why would anybody give that guy a minute of their time? But because there's nobody now, some douche like Justin Bieber gets to have a successful career. And if you're a kid, please just like look at the old stuff. They were fantastic performers and great artists from the old days. So check that stuff out. Um, Little update. I just got a call. I applied like a couple days ago for AMC theaters, and they just called me right now. So I'm gonna give it a shot. You know, Not gonna care that much if they don't hire me, but that would be a dream. I've always wanted to work at a movie theater. As a kid, you go to the movies and it's just heaven in there. That's my fucking forte, man. I love movies and shit. So to be at a theater as a job and be able to watch any movie I want, do whatever I want, freedom that apparently they're hiring. I don't know why. I don't know who would quit working at a theater and say, I'm gonna go work somewhere else. You're at a fucking job where you're just fucking doing nothing. There's nothing hard about working at a theater. The only hard thing I can imagine is the food service. Because food service at these kinds of places, you have to clean out the stuff after the end of the shift. I don't, I can't imagine what those guys have to do to do all that popcorn and shit. It must be the hardest thing to do at the theater. Either that or the projectionist. They have to do that, but I don't care. If I can get my ass into a theater, that'd be fantastic. We'll see. We'll see. I was like, what? I was just sitting here watching fucking porn, and I get a call, and it's like, this is AMC Theaters, calling. I'm like, what? I'm like, holy crap. So, lastly, I have now, they got, the high power cycles have called me, not called me, emailed me saying that they good. The bike is finished. Now they're gonna send it back to me, and that's gonna be my ticket right there. Cause right now I can't possibly get to AMC theaters on a, you know, consistent basis. Um, the thing that's you know gonna be troublesome is how am I gonna, where am I gonna stash the bike when I get there? Because there's no easy way to do that, and especially they will steal you. I did not know that they would. The way it is that this is like somewhat close to a white neighborhood, so it's really not like that. Or you can't just leave something out and people. But yeah, I left my bike there thinking that nah, these people aren't that kind of people. But yeah, somebody stole my bike at AMC theaters, and that's just the worst. But no matter, whatever. $100 bike, I'll get another one. I'm gonna do this interview different. My last interview, I was honestly not enthusiastic about the job, and that must have been why they didn't call me back. You know, I looked like I was fucking just, whatever. I didn't care. I think they want to see that you fucking have nothing else. You want to do this job, and this is it for you. You're screwed if you don't have it. So that's the way I'm gonna approach this next one. I don't know. You know, this is like I gotta get some freaking job again. And I gotta like keep taking my medication so that I don't have to deal with the backlash of. I think I'm gonna go all out tonight, cause it's like this. I'll tell you straight. It's like you can't even fucking sleep properly unless you jack off. So I did this morning, and I fell asleep, and I woke up feeling fresh. And then I did it again, and after that I had another fucking bit more sleep. So it seems to me that's how it kind of works. Trying to figure out how the whole thing works. Maybe you can't quit, you know. Maybe it's just a waste of time. It's just that it's just very limiting. I would prefer to just wake up in the morning, go about my day, and not have to be concerned with ass and titties, shit like that. Of course, everybody just says, well, actually go fuck a girl instead of watching porn, and that would be wonderful. Fucking shit. I mean, I remember I was at Toys R Us, and you know, I realize now that girls, young girls, this is what they do. They just kind of look at you a certain way. That's how they plan to have a guy approach them. They look at you a certain way. So this girl was looking at me like, I want to get fucked by you. I'm thinking, hell yeah, she's hot too, man. Fucking Italian white girl, nice shape. I'm thinking, fuck yes, I want to put my dick in your ass, all that shit. So, but what can I fucking do to get to that point? You know, and it's tough. I gotta say, um, nobody wants to turn black. You know what I mean? Nobody, nobody, because it's like it's not nobody's fault that they're black. It's just it is what it is. So you're not the most sought after genetic. I mean, it's just like technically, scientifically, it's it's good to mix races because then you're creating a stronger, better, more powerful human being and all that shit. You know, to have everything just be really stagnated would not be in our best interest. But fuck that, as far as the society is concerned, yeah, look at the way things are. Ultimately, nowadays, I'm really into like fucking, straight up stark white people are kind of like really, gaudy and just so too much in your face. It's like they glow, It's like blinding. So I like to watch porn that's with, the not. I mean, I'm not no extremes here. I'm talking skin tone similar to mine, pretty much. I'm not into. I'm into porn that's pretty much like some Spanish or even Asians are too fucking bright for me now, man. I'm like, it's just not that. And this you can't really when even a A white girl, in order for her skin to really glow and have that sexy, glow to it, they have to put mad oil on their body. But a Latina or a mixed chick, they're already glowing, man, because it's like the white part of them is inside, glowing through the dark part of them on the outer shell, and that's what makes their body look like it's just glistening and muscular and just sexy. And oh my God, can't beat that shit. I was at work, man. The best girls, the girls I like to hang around with, were Latina girls, motherfucker. Shit. Fuck, oh my God. Best looking girls I've ever seen in my life. I was just like, oh, I mean, there were white girls here and there. And of course, yeah, everybody loves white girls, but when it was, that Latina girl was just too much sex. It's like my dick already blew a load before she even fucking talked, you know? I don't know how girls do that. They just stand around all comfortable around a guy who's ready to rip their shirt off and pants off and fuck them. What the fuck? What are they trying to do? I think that's funny to them. How can I just stand around with my big titties and nobody's looking at me thinking they want to fuck me? You know, it's not funny. There's a reason there's a boys' bathroom and then there's a girls' bathroom because if that shit was going on where both men and women were in the same bathroom, it would be a tragedy, man. It'd just be just horrible. It's just so now this whole thing. I think there would be better to. I mean, the work world is the way it is because old white men said, "I want to have a big pair of titties with me at work." So they decided, let's have it so that there's more women in the work world, and that's the reason. But it's just fucking distracted, man. I'm trying to do my job, and yet I have this hot piece of baby making milk bags titties, beautiful 20 something bitch standing there. I can't even fucking think straight. I'm trying to do my fucking job, and then I'm in the plane, and her titties are jiggling while she's getting into the aircraft. If you're a pilot and you're watching this, I used to work at Delta Airlines. At one point, a young, beautiful 20 something girl decided to work the ramp operation so that she could fly all the way to fucking wherever. And of course, we were working in the hot blazing sun. So of course what she does is wear a skimpy motherfucking shirt and shorts so that her fucking sexy perfect body is on display while we're working a hard rigorous job. If there is any example of how backwards it is for having women in the workplace, there it is. I don't know what they're trying to do with the whole women. I suppose that's the point. A bunch of grunts sitting around in a bunker in Iraq, jacking off to fucking porn all day. It's just lame. Why not have a bitch there that you could all fuck before you go and you shoot up people? You know? Now they're gonna say, okay, let's put a bitch. They're not gonna. Let me tell you straight. Women in the military will tell you, and they have told me, a man's place is to fight. Their place is to stay back and not do shit. So all this stuff on CNN about women in combat is bullshit. They're not fighting nothing. They will do the jobs where, paperwork, electronics, technical stuff, because they're more brain oriented. But then when it comes to manual hard labor, it's a man every single time. So I can imagine that there's, sluts, just basically girls who give these guys who have to go out there and fight some ass before they go out and fight. I'm pretty sure that's just the way it is. And that's nothing wrong with that. If you can get some fucking ass before you go out and possibly get shot or not, I don't know how they're doing it. We don't live in that world anymore where we have to go out and toe to toe beat the shit out of somebody. You can simply stand back and shoot a missile. So I don't know if we're doing it the way we used to. Not that I care. Who gives a shit? As long as the job gets done. That's it. That's all that matters. So anyway, that's what's going on. Hopefully, I get into AMC theaters, and then I can make a little change. And then after that, I'm gonna go to the gym and just get fucking ripped to shreds. Cause like I love going to the gym back when I had the membership. It's just the stupidest thing to not go to the gym, because you go to the gym, automatically get your all around hot, in shape, young women. Because that's what they do. They go to the gym a lot. And I was just having a hell of a time. I mean, I went there, I just did my shit. And then, of course, I see this fucking gorgeous fucking Latina girl. I'm just thinking, I want to pounce on that bitch. You know. Well, what can you do? You know, you can't. I don't know, man. You gotta go to, like, the technically, I'll tell you this, if you're like a kid and shit, the way it is that you're gonna get older and think, oh, I can approach a girl anywhere because that's what they want. It's not true. Only place is like designated places for that sort of thing. Parties, sports games, something like that. Anywhere there's a very festive uh, atmosphere, that's where you can potentially start talking to women and maybe getting a number and shit like that. At a place of business, work, anywhere, unless you're some sort of freaking Greek god Achilles, and you know you're gonna get pushed no matter what. It's gonna be a lot tougher. That's what I'm gonna say. But I've got designs upon that. I don't. I just like. I think it's like something to do. What else are you gonna do? I've been told there's nothing else. You can't really just live. You have to fuck a bitch at some point. If you don't fuck a bitch, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting her time. So I'm looking forward to that day. I hope it happens. And there you go. Working at a theater.